Welcome to Something New is Possible, the podcast that is all about achieving success, freedom, happiness, and resilience. What if the only thing standing between you and what you really wanted was you? In Something New is Possible, we're breaking down the barriers in your brain and building the life you always wanted to have. I'm your host, Dr. Barbara, a dual certified executive and life coach, as well as a doctor of spiritual science. And each week, we'll explore cutting-edge strategies rooted in neuroscience to transform your thinking, teach you techniques that will neutralize your triggers, and supercharge your actions to revolutionize your results. Let's dive in. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm here with Cherie Albucher. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for the invite.
Of course. I always love to start out with telling you a little bit about her. Cherie is a wife, a mother, entrepreneur, councilwoman, and of course a leader, empowering women to step up to their leadership roles. True leadership isn't defined by a title. It's about recognizing your strengths, having confidence in your abilities, and making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. That's you. You and I met, I want to say about, 8 years ago. I had just stepped off the boat, seriously. And I came to this retreat that you organized.
Yay.
Yay, in Herzliya. I remember it. So much like a fish out of water. I felt like I didn't belong. And you really made me feel welcome. And I will forever, ever appreciate that, because it was a new group. I didn't know anybody. And I think I even got a spot to talk a little bit about what I do. Yes, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So thank you.
It's a pleasure. That's what we do.
That's what we do. So we're here to talk about getting unstuck. And I look at you and all the things that you've been doing over the 8 years that I've known you. And you really exemplify that. So talk a little bit about a time when you really, really felt stuck. And what did you do in order to get yourself unstuck?
Wow. Okay. So as you said in the intro, I'm the mother of 4 kids of lots of different ages, Baruch Hashem, as they say. And I wanted to be this entrepreneur. I wanted to be, this woman, strong vision of success, of leadership, everything, I'm a strategy person. So everything was strategized. I had my plan. And then you have life. And I actually had to learn, how to integrate my vision with my actual true life. That is not something that falls into place very easily. You can put it down on paper. But at the end of the day, I live in Israel. So every day is a different challenge here. We had Corona, we had COVID. Just as my business was pivoting. I was pivoting into conferences, and I was, I had a whole huge conference happening, and then COVID hit and the whole world closed down. And like most of us, I had a full-on panic attack of like, how do you make a business work? How do you become an entrepreneur during an epidemic where you actually can't reach people? And that was my first taste of having to pivot, find the strength within myself, and find the way to make things happen for myself. Now, if you remember correctly, I actually worked with you. You ran something during COVID about mindfulness and about the strength, and that changed everything for me. So participating in what you presented to me in those few weeks of learning where your strength is from and putting yourself in a mindful situation of positivity and finding the right direction and the direction to go ahead helped me get through COVID. I pivoted the whole business online. I used the village of people that I have around me. I didn't do it by myself. And I think that's one of the secrets of resilience in life in general, is understanding your position of who you are, who you know in your life, how you can collaborate with people, how you can make things happen. So Everything pivoted online. I got experts to help me run a basis of this marketing project management of how to run businesses during an epidemic, each one in their different field. I helped people get exposure. I was exposed. It was amazing. And that was the first time that I actually had to turn my strategy into something. And then, of course, this last year, everything was running well in the business. Everything was fantastic. And then reality happens in life. And again, I work with an international clientele, and everything in Israel stopped again because that was the circumstances of life. But how do you make this happen again? And for 8 months, the business was silent. It was dead. Nothing was happening. And after running the business for 11 years, I really did not believe that I have the strength to pick myself up again and do this again. It was just too much for me, emotionally, mentally,
Right.
physically. You're just dealing with daily things. How in goodness can I think of running a business and making money right now? As you can see, I'm a religious woman. I had to bring myself back to faith,
Right.
literally. I had to sit down with myself and say to myself, what have you got in life? What are the tools now that you have in order to pull yourself out of this? Every morning in Judaism, we wake up and the first thing we say is, I am grateful for, Modeani, thank you for. And that's what I had to do. I had to look at what I do have in my hand, what is good in life, and be grateful for that. And from there, reach out, lean on people. Find the people in your life that bring you the strength. It could be a cup of coffee, it could be a course, it could be a colleague, it could just be an amazing conversation like this,
Right.
helping people and them helping you. And that's my motto in life. I really believe that, yes, I do have the strength and I do have that power. But even as a person like myself, I fall. I have that weak moment. And then who do I turn to in order to help me pick myself up again? So I think
Hmm.
that's basically the resilience of what's been going on, my strategy in life. And thank goodness for the people I know in my life.
That's amazing. I want to, pick up on two things that you said. One, I think many people have that notion that everything is always supposed to be smooth. And I tell my clients, nothing is smooth in life. There's always going to be that bump. You're going to fall. You're going to bruise. One of the things we can actually learn is to make choices so that we don't, when we see the hole in front of us, don't dive into it. But that's part of it. And what we really need to learn is strategies, and so that we can get ourselves out of the hole, or maybe, avoid it, because that's life. There's always going to be bumps. We can't control what's happening on the outside. The only thing that we can control is the inside. And with that comes, and I've talked about this in other podcasts, we must allow ourselves to be vulnerable.
100%.
We must allow, even, I used to have this notion of, I'm a coach. I'm an executive coach. I work with Google. I work with Amazon, and I always have this perfect persona. And, I lived in America for 27 years, and even more so in America, you have to be perfect. And I'm like, but I don't. And early on, I got the feedback when my clients would see the vulnerable part of me, or when they would see that, oh, Barbara doesn't have her shit together all the time either, that really helped them, because
100%.
it made it even, it made it stronger. So it's like, now I talk about it. I fall, I bruise, I'm down. But what matters is, do I pick myself back up? Do I continue? Do I know who I am? Am I okay with my strength and my weaknesses? Do I know where I'm headed? So, whether you get your strength from religion, or you get it from spirituality, or you love nature, but it's essential. So, all of you are listening, it's essential that you take the time to figure out who you are and what your purpose and mission in life is. And it doesn't have to be this esoteric kind of, woo-woo kind of thing. It can be very concrete of, I want to raise a family, I want to do a good job, or I want to be the best I can be, or I want to make a difference in my community. And then go for that, because that is something that will propel you forward.
100%. I'll add to that as
Ooh,
we wear two hats. We're who we are, and then we're
right.
entrepreneurs. Okay. For the people that know me, I strive in being a leader, um, but not in a leader of like I have to be the CEO of my company, which I am, great, or I have to be councilwoman, which I am, great. Okay. It's the leadership within your heart. It's the leadership within your community. It's the leadership within yourself of who you are, where your strengths are. As business owners, we say you are your brand. It is truly that you are your brand. This perfect vision of I am strong all the time and nothing hurts my heart, or I'm never sad, or I'm never having a panic attack. It can't happen in life, especially for a woman who is so involved in community and is so involved in so many different projects. In order for me personally to be successful, I need people to know me who I am, my
Yeah.
strengths, my weaknesses, my moods, my everything. This is my life. So when my daughter or one of my kids doesn't feel well in the morning and I cannot come to the meeting, I'm bummed because I professionally don't look great. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm a mom. It was a choice I made in my life. And life is about choices. And it's about the different paths that we choose to go to, or the different choices of how we're going to handle a situation in our lives. So anytime something happens, I stop for a second and I have this whole personal conversation within my mind and I say, Cherie, this is the situation. We have a choice, okay? You can go that way, that'll be the consequence, or you can go that way, that'll be the consequence. What is your adult decision and your emotional decision? They often
Right.
conflict with each other, but
Right.
at the end of the day, you're true. You've made the decision that you know you can personally handle. That's what makes you a star. That's what makes people believe in you, and you look real. And that is the secret for me of why I am able to do what I do, because I don't know another way,
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I mean, that's your way, and then that way works for you. And and when you go to bed at night, you did your best, and you were authentic. And even if you weren't, or you've messed up, or then there's a way that you can reconcile with yourself, because nothing's perfect. As we
100%, and you can't do it by yourself. I'll add
You
to
can.
that. I
You
have a
can.
lot of colleagues who are coaches in different aspects: emotional, personal, financial, business, marketing, whatever it may be. I leaned on them this whole last year. It is because of these people that I was able to reach and make big decisions in my life, to reach the goals that I put there out for myself, and I'm proud of that. I couldn't do it without them.
No, it's good. Tell me, who are people that inspire you? Do you have like somebody, like your go-to person or something?
Wow, people who inspire me.
Or
I
like,
There are a few women. You want names? Like there are
I
a
don't
few
know,
women.
whatever you want to share. It's like whatever.
There are a few women in my life who, through my business, have become personal friends. That being said, I totally respect them for who they are. I was at a very big point in my career where I decided, am I getting into politics and leading the way for other, you know, religious Jewish women in the Israeli political scenario, like scene? It's a big decision here. It's not easy. I worked with Beverly Chimes, who was absolutely amazing. She just grounded me and guided me through conversation. I love talking to you because me and you, we like have this warped sense of humor that I just absolutely love. And I know that if I have a problem, you will tell me to my face, this is what the truth is. This is what it is. This is how I see it. And I totally respect that. And you helped me so much, at a period in time where I needed clarity.
Mm, thank
So,
you.
so for me, it was huge. My grandmother used to say, Cherie, never ever, no matter what the circumstance is, never leave the house or let anybody see you without your red lipstick. For her, that was it. If you want to deal with a problem in life, put on red lipstick. Okay? That's something that I carry with me.
Wow.
Find the color, or find the red lipstick, or find the something that's
Mm,
going to help you make a difference in your life and in the lives of others, to go and get what you want to gain, your goals, your dreams. It can be at home. It doesn't always have to be executive and big, and just be going to bed at night feeling that you have accomplished something for yourself. That's the most important thing.
you made me think of my grandmother. Yeah. I mean, my grandmother, survived World War II, She was born at the beginning of World War One, and for her it was her faith. She's like, whether there's a God out there or not, it doesn't matter. She'd say, I wouldn't have been able to go through all the things I went through without believing that there's a God out there. So, it's like it's important that we have that, whether that's the red lipstick or it's God or people that can propel us forward at a time when we can. I'm always so inspired by athletes. I love athletes and I love musicians because the time it takes them to practice, I'm just in awe of it. You practice the piano 8 hours a day, and then it comes out this amazing music, or you're I don't know, you're a runner and you practice all the time, and everything in your life is connected around that. It's just wow. So I'm totally inspired by that, and but thank you for sharing. What's your best tip for people to get unstuck?
It's something that I've learned over the last year.
Okay.
It's so simple.
Okay.
Take a huge breath, stop a minute, and breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever knows me knows that Cherie does not do these kind of things. Okay, Cherie's like this impulsive, fast on the go person, and there's like a little bit ADHD going on here with craziness. I had to learn how to breathe. I had to learn how to take a breath and a minute to ground myself. Everything in life is about breathing and baby steps. To reach that main goal, you have got to realize that you have to take baby steps. When we are babies, we literally get up and take that first step towards walking. And it's everything about our lives. I have a goal, I have a dream, but I need to think about it a minute. And it's not going to happen within 3 seconds. It's okay to take the time to breathe. And really, I think that is something, it is a lesson that I've learned. And together with the breathing, you learn to let go. You let go of the things that are pulling you down. You let go of the people in your life who are not positive for you. That was one of the hardest things that I've learned in life, is to let go of everybody that wasn't good for me. I'm the kind of person that's emotional.
Yeah.
I strive and breathe off people's energy. So if
Right.
I'm surrounding myself with something that's not positive for me, it's affecting everything about who I am, and that's not who I am.
Right.
So baby steps and breathing.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to let go. I often talk about the loss aversion. Loss aversion says that we are 2 to 3 times more likely to hold on to things that are not good for us, because they're comfort and we know them, and then to let go and then have nothing, because we don't want to be abandoned. Because in the olden days, when we were alone in the cave, what would happen? We'd die.
Hmm.
So it's built into our survival brain to hold on to stuff that is not good for us. So that's a big that's a challenge, and that's a stress.
It is totally a challenge and a stress. But I'm going to be very honest here, and it's not about promotion. I could not have even reached that kind of thinking if I had not gone through the process that we had started when we did that course.
Okay,
You
thank
were the
you.
first person to say that to me, and it is something that I carry with myself every single day,
Wow.
especially through states of stress. It's
Right.
about letting go, breathing, and focusing. It takes work. It takes work.
It
It's
does.
it's the hardest thing you're going to have to do in your life, is to learn how to do that.
Right. And not to be a victim.
Oh, that sentence. Oh, that sentence. Totally. Don't be a victim. I didn't understand what that meant. I did not understand what that meant. When you take a minute and you sit down and you breathe
Yeah.
and you think about that sentence and you say, there are things that are falling into place. I'm not a victim. I need to breathe right now. These are the choices I need to make. These are the consequences if I make these choices. Am I happy with that? Let me phone up Barbara. Let me phone up Beverly. Let me phone up Natalie. Let me just phone up my husband. You know what? Maybe my daughter can put me in place. Like, find the person that can help you get through that step.
No, it's very, very, very wise of you. It's true. And sometimes it's in the unexpected. I know I have a 3.5-year-old daughter, as you know, and she decided the other day that she wanted to soak me up in the shower. And I was like, and I just let her. First I thought it was like, okay, but she just wanted to pour her love on me, and it was the sweetest thing. And it made me feel so loved by this little person who just gives love so unconditionally.
So
And for me, then it just gives me the fuel to go. I can just like I who never wanted to be a mother, has 2 kids now, who just love and adore me. Especially these days, it just really helps because I think being loved and adored supports us and helps us to continue. So
100%. And I think because we, every one of us needs that love. Every one of us wants to feel special. And that innocent love is something that we felt, we've experienced, and we want to keep it with us. But life doesn't give that to you all the time. So you have to look at those special moments of true, innocent love. Like like not all my kids, my older kids they're not at home constantly. So for like 6 weeks, I was with the 2 little ones. And then suddenly the house was full one weekend. And there was so much noise. There was so much noise. I thought my nerves were going to shatter. Like suddenly from this, calm, quiet situation to 72 hours of noise and fighting and laughing and food and babbling. And I took a second and I said, oh my God, this is one of the most beautiful moments I've had in weeks. In weeks. I have everybody that I love in one room. I am so appreciative of this moment. There are people in life that don't have that. Enjoy it. Enjoy the mess. Enjoy the fact that you've got somebody to wash for and to clean for and to fight with and to get annoyed with, because that means that you're important and you have somebody important in your life. Always find that person. You're not
that's
alone.
right. That's right. We're not alone. Actually, alone is one of the things that
Mm,
it's not. It's I mean, spending time alone is I think is great, but the
you-
sense of it, like the sense of being in community somehow is super important. So
there's a sense of being physically alone and the
yeah,
feeling alone. And
that's
the
right.
the poison is the feeling alone inside of you. I
Right.
am so sad for somebody who feels alone. I will always try and find a way to hug that person, connect them with somebody, because there is nothing worse than feeling alone.
Yeah.
So
But
anybody who's listening to us, if you feel alone, reach out.
call us up. Reach out. No matter
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
live. Really,
We have a huge community of amazing people.
there's a huge community, and there's a community for everybody. So no matter how weird you think you are, try us because we are definitely two weirdos here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like there's a community out there, and that goes back to what I said earlier. It's like we need to be vulnerable because in the moment that we're vulnerable, then actually people can assist us and give us what we need and support us.
Okay.
I want to switch the conversation a little bit, and I want to talk about how do you help your clients get unstuck? You do marketing, you do project management, and now you're the councilwoman. I can only imagine kicking people's toches. How do you do it?
Not there yet.
Well,
Okay, so it could be of like ADHD, OCD mixed together kind of thing that brings
okay,
me to feel that I need to strategize everything in my life.
okay,
Okay. So when I'm working with my clients, I really believe that every single one of us is an individual. We can all be from the same field of expertise. Okay. Thousands of coaches, interior designers, marketers, you name it. Okay. We're all in the same sea, as we say in the marketing language. What differentiates us? I think that that conversation of what differentiates us from the sea is one of the worst things that I can hear. I cannot hear it anymore. It bores me. Okay. When I sit with my clients, I always bring it back to them. I really and truly believe that each and every single one of us is unique as who we are, and we are our brands. If we can bring the person that we are to their brand, every one of us opened up a business for a reason. It is because we saw a vision. We felt something had to be heard. We felt something had to be changed. So when I strategize with my clients, it's sitting down with them, understanding who they are, okay, what they believe they can offer, but most importantly, who's their clientele? What are the needs of their clientele? Because it's not about our needs as a business. I need to make money. I need to get my
Right.
message out. I need to get my
Right.
branding out. This is what I.
Right.
It's not about that.
Right.
It's about the needs of your audience. And how do I connect you with the needs of the audience? How are you actually going to help these people? That's what your business is all about.
Right.
So we strategize. We talk about who they are. We talk about the tools that they have in the business that they can use. Not every single marketing tool is the right tool for businesses. I'm a marketer. Social media is not for every business. It's great. It doesn't mean it's the right tool. I do productions, conference productions, business productions. I was just telling you that I just fell into a whole new field of expertise of Israeli filming industry, which is a world in its own. I had no
Right.
inclination in what I was doing, but I knew that this was the vision. This is what had to happen from A to Z. Who do I pull in now to make this happen? And I found the most amazing team to work with. And so we created something together. I had a need, they had a need, the client had a need, and that's what we do. We collaborate. So when I work with the clients, I like bringing in other expertise, other professionals to collaborate. I truly believe that together something is bigger. And the strategy is about bringing in your real life into your goals for your business. You cannot put a goal that is that high when your life of reality is over here. It doesn't work that way. You can't strive for something that you're going to fail at. If you're a mother of 4 children and they're all under the age of 15, and you know that you've got to take them to extramurals and you've got to take them to doctor's appointments, you've got to be available for them at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because school finishes here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You cannot run a business until 4 o'clock and expect yourself not to be available to them. It's going to bring you that extra stress. Or you can make that decision. My business is going to run to 4. They will be in afternoon care. There will be somebody that can answer the phone for them when I'm in a meeting. These are things that we have to strategize. Life comes into your business. That's it, basically. From then we have a party. We bring in all the tools, colors, we spend money. We love it. But it's the strategy. It's the planning that comes down to it at the end of the day.
So it sounds to me like, you take a look at where the stuckness is really occurring, right? And spend some time analyzing it. Like, why is it like this and why is it like that? And have a really good understanding of all the players, and maybe even look at what do we want to accomplish, and then come up with a strategy and like execute to make it
100%.
happen.
And all the different scenarios that could happen if we choose different paths. And then we just
Right.
decide. And you know what? I have to tell you as a marketer that you can strategize and you can plan, and life happens. And that is something that's happened here
Oh,
in Israel
totally.
over the
Life
last
changes everything. Totally. I mean, you and I talked about this. We have, I have an aging mother, an aging parent, and then, stuff happens with them. And then I have to fly to Germany for a month. And it's like,
And that was not in my strategy plan. How do I pivot? What do I do?
That was not in the strategy. I've done many coaching sessions where my 85-year-old mother walked in while I was talking to some executive at Amazon. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's like, and people understand. And
They
I'm like,
need to understand, because if you're not bringing your true self to the plate, you're not going to feel comfortable working.
no, exactly. So I was like, I laugh at this now, but at the time I was like, oh my God, Mom, now you have to go to the bathroom right now. And people are so gracious, and I would tell them, oh, even now I tell people, listen, my office is in the bomb shelter. If I disappear in the middle of the session, this
Please
is why.
understand.
I'll be back 10 minutes later. And it did happen. It did happen once, where I had to start the session late, but luckily whoever I was talking to was in Israel as well. So they understood. But yeah, I talk about this, and, people are a little freaked out about it. And I'm like, that's my life, and this is how we deal with it. And don't worry about it. And I'm still as effective with all those things going on. So,
That's a completely different level of resilience, I think.
yeah.
I had to learn this whole last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've only been here for a short period of time, so I didn't go through all these. I haven't revved up to it. It's like I hear some noise and I still go.
Yeah.
It shakes me up. So
Yes.
let's bring this home. Do you have a favorite quote?
I think that my favorite quote is, it's not really a quote, it's more of a faith. Okay.
Okay.
It's just the way that I build my life because of who I am. I really believe that every single morning we have got to wake up and say, I am thankful for and I am grateful for. And then once we've done that, everything else will fall into its place and measure up to that sentence. Modeh ani lefanecha. I am grateful for this. Thank you.
Beautiful. Anything that you want to leave with our listeners?
First of all, thank you for this amazing opportunity. I love talking with you. I love it. We have
Yeah,
the
I do.
best time together. Seriously, we do. But I think that everybody needs support in life.
Yeah.
Everybody. And just by watching this podcast, just by staying in touch, putting on a silly little like on social media, sharing it, giving feedback, supporting one another with a good word, just something good and positive, even if you don't agree. We are so diverse in this life, all of us, okay? But we have common ground somewhere. And if we can just focus on that common ground and accept each other for who we are, we can get through anything. That is our resilience. That is who we are. That is our success. That is our leadership. Finding the strength inside of you. What can I give? Even if it's just being on your kids' kindergarten committee, okay? Even if it's just like, you know, phoning up somebody because you know she's having a hard time. That is your leadership. So always try and find where your leadership is. What is your strength? What can I do to make that difference to somebody else? Because if I am, God forbid, in a situation, I want to know that I have people that I can lean on and who can support me when I'm feeling weak. That is the most important thing in life, not to be alone.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So that's it for today. So we encourage you to do something to get off your butt, and even if you're just sitting up, and take a risk. And I appreciate you being on the call on the podcast with me. Thank you so much, and take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hi, and here are the takeaways from the podcast with Cherie Albucher. Number one. Practice gratitude daily. Start each morning by saying, I am thankful for, I am grateful for. Number two, take time to breathe and pause when feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Take a few deep breaths to ground yourself. Number three, break big goals down into smaller, manageable baby steps. Be sure that you accomplish those baby steps. Number four, be vulnerable and reach out to others for support when needed. Don't try to do everything alone. Number five, identify your strength and how you can use them to make a positive difference for others, even in small ways. Look for opportunities to support and encourage others in your community. Number six, practice self compassion and resist perfection. Accept that challenges and setbacks are normal. Number seven, when facing a difficult choice, take time to consider the potential consequences of the different options before deciding. Number eight, surround yourself with positive people who inspire and motivate you. Number nine, focus on aligning your business career goals with your values and personal life circumstances. Be realistic. Number 10, be willing to adapt and pivot when unexpected challenges arise. Number 11, identify what truly matters to you and prioritize those things in your life and work. Number 12, look for ways to collaborate with others and leverage complementary skills and expertise. The overall message is to cultivate resilience, authenticity, and connection with others as you pursue your goals and navigate life's challenges. And as always, love yourself and be kind to yourself. Until I see you again, take care. All right, action takers, as we wrap up today's episode, I want you to know that I believe in you. Each of you has the power to create positive change in your life, no matter where you're starting from. Remember, it's okay to take small steps. Every bit of progress counts. And the sooner you can take action, the better, because your saboteur loves to create doubt and confusion. If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what I'll ask of you. Like, subscribe, leave Apple and Spotify ratings and reviews, tell a friend, and generally do all the things you would do to support a podcast you love. Your support helps this message reach more people who might need to hear it, especially right now. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode to support you on your journey. Until then, this is Dr. Barbara reminding you that you're worthy of an extraordinary life. Be kind to yourself as you work towards your goals, and remember, I am rooting for you every step of the way.